You don't deserve anything from the family. My father yelled at the family reunion. Working in construction is a disgrace. When my grandmother stood up and said, "Then you should know." My father's face was priceless. I never imagined that my decision to working in construction would cause a family war that would change our lives forever. I come from a family, the Ruiz family, who have been lawyers for 3 generations. My father, Alejandro Ruiz, runs one of the most important people in the city. My brother, Major Carlos, followed in his footsteps, graduating with honors from college than Dad. But I was different. How do you not want to study, right? My father's voice echoed in his elegant office when I gave him the news. At 18 years old, she is ours, family tradition. I want to work building things, Dad. Create with my hands, see results, tangible. Builder took off his expensive glasses, massaging my son's forehead. A simple worker. My mother, Elena, tried to mediate with always, "Darling, maybe we should." No. My father hit the desk. No son of mine is going to waste the last name Ruiz working in construction. But I didn't give in. I signed up in a technical school specializing in construction and project management. My father fulfilled his threat, he cut me financial support. Luckily, my grandmother, Victoria, was on my side. Grandma Victoria was different from the rest of the family. While everyone was showing off titles and social connections, she valued hard work and authenticity. Had built your own fortune by investing wisely the money he inherited from me. Grandpa, follow your heart, Daniel, told me, giving me money for my studies. True prestige is in doing what you love. During the following years, I worked hard. I started from the bottom, learning each aspect of the trade. My hands, they hardened. My skin, it became tanned under the sun, and my heart was filled with satisfaction every time I completed a project. My father refused to talk to me for years. At family gatherings, my brother treated me like a stranger. Carlos, following his example, looked at me with a mixture of pity and disgust. You can still change your mind, my mother secretly said. Your father would forgive you if you went back to university. But I was building my prop on the way. At 28 years old, I founded my own construction company, specialized in ecological projects. We were small, but we had Grandma Victoria's excellent reputation. I was proud. I came to visit my works dressed in elegant clothes, but don't care about dust or noise. This, he said, pointing to the buildings in construction, is a real legacy. You are building the future. Everything changed to go 6 months. Grandma Victoria got sick. Seriously. Terminal cancer, said the doctor. Has only a few months left. My father and Carlos immediately began to talk about your grandma heritage. Victoria was immensely rich, with properties throughout the city and a substantial investment portfolio. Obviously, we must protect the family heritage, my father heard Carlos. We cannot allow him to fall into unsuitable hands. I just wanted to spend time with myself. Grandmother. I installed a hospital bed in his mansion, and I hired nurses 24/7. After work, I would go see her every day. To address with my clothes, construction. I like to see you like that, he said, she smiling weakly. Honest worker. Covered in dust. Your achievements. One day, he asked me something strange. Bring me to the notary tomorrow, and make sure that the whole family is present. Safe, grandmother. More than ever, my dear builder. The family reunion was tense. My father, Carlos, my mother, my aunts, and cousins, all gathered in the elegant grandma's living room. The notary, a serious man with leather briefcase, sat next to his bed. Before starting, my father said, I think we should discuss the importance of maintaining family prestige. Grandmother Victory raised a hand. Silence. I have made my decisions, Alejandro. And it is time for all the. The notary opened his briefcase and took out several documents. My father straightened up in his chair, adjusting his expensive tie. Carlos smiled with trust. Before reading my will, Grandma Victoria began, her weak voice but firmly, I want to explain my reasons. No need, Mom, interrupted me, Father. We all understand the importance of maintaining the family legacy, the legacy familiar. Grandmother laughed softly. You mean arrogance and snobbery that you have been cultivating, Alejandro. Silence fell over the room. My father turned pale. During years, continued the grandmother, I have observed how this family has moved away from the real values. Have become obsessive with the titles, the appearances, he who they will say. Period. He looked directly at my father. You rejected your own son because he chose an honest job. You know what your grandfather would have said about that? Grandfather was a respected judge, began Carlos. Your grandfather, the grandmother interrupted, he started working as a carpenter. Never you told them that part of the story, Alejandro? My father shifted uncomfortably in his seat. All eyes were. Your grandfather worked on it with his hands for years, Grandma continued. Studying right at night. Building furniture during the day to pay your studies. Was proud of his work, from your calluses, from every drop of sweat. Please, go back to the notary. Proceed with the reading. The notary adjusted her glasses. And Victoria Ruiz began, in full use of my mental faculties, I declare the following. What followed was like a nuclear bomb in our grandma's family. Had reorganized his entire fortune. The family mansion, valued at several million, would go to be an educational foundation for young people. Low-income people who would like to learn technical trades. Their properties, income-generating businesses substantial, would be transferred to a trust administered by my company. Construction company. That, my father exploded, this is ridiculous. He doesn't even have experience in administration of properties. On the contrary, intervened the notary. Mr. Daniel Ruiz has demonstrated excellent business management. His ecological projects have won national recognition. The grandmother smiled. I have been watching, Daniel. You built more than buildings. You have built an ethical and sustainable business. My father got up, furious. I will not allow this. You don't deserve this. He's nothing from the family. Working in construction is a shame for the surname Ruiz. Grandma Victoria sat up in her bed, and for a moment, I saw the strength that had once made her a woman of scary business. Then you should know, Alejandro, she said firmly, I have also sold all my shares in your law firm. My father almost fainted. What? What have you done? I sold them 3 months ago. The money is in a fund for scholarships to study technical trades. Carlos began to scream about contesting the will. My aunts and my cousins cried, murmuring among themselves. They can challenge whatever they want, said the grandmother calmly. Everything is legally shielded. My legal team, not yours, Alejandro, made sure. She turned to me. Daniel, there's something more. From under her pillow, Grandma Victoria took out an envelope. This is my project, she said, handing it to me. I want you to build it. Inside the envelope were plans for a huge complex, a trade school, technicians with student residences, modern workshops, and green areas. Victoria Ruiz Foundation for Arts and Trades, my grandfather read aloud. He always dreamed of something like this, the grandmother explained. A place where young people could learn decent trades, without regard to their social origin. My father approached, still furious. You are destroying the family legacy. No, the grandmother responded firmly. I am restoring the true legacy of the Ruiz family. It's not titles, nor appearances. It is hard work, integrity, and excellence in whatever you choose to do. She turned to the whole family. And there is one more condition in the will. The notary took out another document. Any member of the family who wishes to receive their share of the inheritance must work for 1 year in a technical construction trade, carpentry, electricity, whatever they choose. But they must work with their hands. Chaos erupted. Carlos turned red with anger. My aunts began to protest. My cousins seemed stunned. This is humiliating, shouted my father. No, said the grandmother gently. It is humility, something this family has forgotten. In the following weeks, as Grandma's health declined, I witnessed surprising changes in the family. 2 of my young cousins timidly approached me at my office, asking about learning construction. My cousin Anna, a recent administration graduate, enrolled in a carpentry course. Carlos, after weeks of tantrums, appeared one day at one of my construction sites. I know nothing about construction, he admitted, clearly uncomfortable in his expensive suit. But maybe, you could teach me. My father was the last to give in. The night before Grandma died, I found him sitting next to her bed. Forgive me, Mom, he whispered. I was so obsessed with maintaining appearances that I forgot what really matters. Grandma Victoria passed away peacefully the next day, holding my calloused hand in hers. 1 year later, the Victoria Ruiz Foundation for Arts and Trades opened its doors. Carlos now works with me, handling the legal aspects of the company, but also learning about construction. He said he had never felt more satisfied than when he completed his first project. But my father gave the biggest surprise. After completing his year of manual work, he chose carpentry, like Grandpa. He transformed his law firm, which now specializes in defending the rights of workers and small businesses. "Your grandmother was right," he told me one day, as we watched the progress of the school. "There is nothing nobler than building something with your own hands." The foundation is a success. Every year, hundreds of young people learn technical trades, following the true legacy of the Ruiz family: hard work, excellence, and dignity. As for me, I continue to build. Each project is a tribute to Grandma Victoria and her vision of a world where work is valued more than appearances. As the plaque at the foundation's entrance says, the real prestige is not in what you have, but in what you build with your own hands. Grandma Victoria taught us that sometimes you have to break down the walls of prejudice to build something truly valuable, and that, maybe, is the best construction of all. This story teaches us that true value and legacy aren't found in titles or outward appearances, but in the integrity of hard work and the authenticity of our actions. Daniel Ruiz's journey from being rejected by his family for choosing a career in construction to eventually building a foundation of his own highlights this profound truth. Daniel comes from a family of lawyers, where his father, Alejandro Ruiz, and his brother, Carlos, follow the same prestigious path. But Daniel doesn't fit in. He doesn't want to live a life of high-profile lawyering or social appearances. Instead, he dreams of working with his hands, building things, creating tangible results. His choice to pursue a career in construction is met with resistance and disdain from his father, who considers it beneath the family name. His rejection is deepened by his father's refusal to support him financially. But there's one person who believes in Daniel: his grandmother, Victoria Ruiz. While the rest of the family values titles and social status, she understands the value of hard work and authenticity. She supports Daniel and even helps fund his education, encouraging him to follow his heart and do what he loves. Over the years, Daniel works tirelessly, learning every aspect of construction from the ground up, and eventually, he starts his own company specializing in ecological projects. Despite the growing distance from his family, Daniel's work fills him with pride and satisfaction. The turning point comes when Daniel's grandmother falls seriously ill. As her health deteriorates, the family gathers, not to mourn, but to discuss her wealth and how it should be distributed. But Grandma Victoria surprises them all. In her will, she reveals that her fortune won't be passed down to those who chase titles and appearances, but to those who understand the real value of hard work. She leaves everything to Daniel's foundation, the Victoria Ruiz Foundation for Arts and Trades, a place for young people from low-income backgrounds to learn technical trades. She also places one condition: any family member wishing to receive their inheritance must work in a manual trade for a year. This challenge shakes the family to its core. But in the end, this challenge transforms them. Daniel's cousins, including his brother Carlos, begin to understand the true meaning of hard work. Carlos, who initially mocked Daniel, now humbles himself and joins Daniel in learning about construction. As Daniel's business flourishes, the foundation succeeds in training young people, and Daniel's father, once a fierce critic of his path, finally acknowledges the importance of hard work. The family begins to understand that prestige doesn't come from titles or social connections but from creating something meaningful with your own hands. This story is a powerful reminder that true success comes not from wealth or titles, but from doing what you love, working hard, and staying true to yourself. Grandma Victoria's legacy proves that authenticity, integrity, and hard work are the real markers of a person's worth, and they leave a lasting impact on the world. So, don't chase social validation, chase meaningful work.